Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, colleague of the podium, because I need to work the PowerPoint. I'll try and finish in 10 minutes so that we can get into the NADCO report. That is if SG of Jubilee takes his seat. Please clap for Honorable Kioni. The Honorable Musyoka spoke about solidarity in the coalition. We hope you also, those of us from Mountain, have a big thing on Friday, and yeah, we'll have 2 minutes to explain, but the Mountain will speak, and where we are going there. And so we hope that all of you in the coalition stand with us in encouragement, in words, in deed, in haya. Hiyo ingine leader ongeza hapo. And I was quite happy to hear Honorable Kalonzo speak to the that look, if the political class betraying the citizen, oh, you can well understand constitutional right. Yeah. To finance bill. Honorable members, I really hope, you know, there was one of your colleagues who was caught off guard. The Finance Act of last year brought food prices. It is the most ludicrous kind of comment you can make. All taxes bring the cost of everything up. It's a very simple thing. So, now, honorable members, of course it starts with the budget policy statement. We discussed, honorable members, earlier in the year. It came to you. You may not see the numbers from the back. The point is, the budget policy statement that came through the House, was seeking to increase taxes by 324 billion. 300 and 41 billion coming from the fees for A in A. So the real question, you go through the finance bill, is which of the measures will be producing what amount? This is part of the structural problem that we hope you could, in the way the finance bill is presented to you. It is presented, of course, in the normal way, 5 segments, one for income tax, for VAT, miscellaneous, and so on, as well as tax administration. The difficulty with it, it doesn't tell you, as honorable members, what really is the expectation from that particular, in a sense, approving a blanket idea, and what should happen in our view. And the country director of CAS said we are the government in waiting. Well, when we are no longer waiting, then the finance bill will certainly be presented in a different manner. But honorable members, as you go through it, I ask you how much tax is coming from each of those measures. What's the impact of that measure on the, through the slides in the, as they are laid out, but they'll be available to honorable members. And I should also add, this is a very preliminary analysis, and the Economic Council will be deepening the analysis and sending the report to you. Let me start with income tax. A number of difficult propositions brought up for you to approve. Trade associations as though they are companies, or KEPSA, to see trade associations as companies and therefore make them subject to income tax. You are also 54 of the housing. The impact of that deletion draws the money, then you will also be asked to approve a new tax for 100,000 per motor vehicle by the insurance companies when they insure your car. Now, the difficulty with this, of course, two difficulties. One, on third be used. But most importantly, of course, that tax is going to percolate through. Transport costs are going to go up in general. You will also find you are being asked to change certain definitions. Section 2 of the bill is asking you to change definitions in Section 2 of the Income Tax Act to bring, as I said, trade associations to pay taxes, family trusts to pay taxes, and so on. No. I want to move on to VAT. Again, is moving bread and flour and other food items basically to, you move them from zero rated to exempt, and the impact is that the inputs that go into making the flour, then the producers cannot claim back. That obviously they push it to the citizen. Unga might go up by about 10 to 15 bob, but I want to say here it's a preliminary estimate. So we should be bringing the cost our colleagues in government are doing. In excise duties, you're being asked to change quite a number of things. Allow me to increase the excise duty on financial services. People, and you remember last year, honorable members, this was moved from now it is moving from 15% to 20%. That is the proposal. So when people, all the financial services that are making financial inclusion better, proposal is now for you or for the country to tax them at 20%, which we believe you should say a really big no. Overall impact of what you're being asked to do is to increase the burden of tax, you know, an average of 27,000 per person. When you think on it, the working population, so if you say the working age, and you say these 324 billion in new taxes or increased taxes and the 41 billion in additional fees, how much is that per person? Frankly, it is equivalent to 27,000 shillings for every working person. Now, obviously, children don't pay taxes, but if you are spreading it to everybody, including children, then it is nearly 6,000 for every person, man, woman, child. Surely it is not practical to do. We should say no, and I agree with Honorable Kalonzo that we must consider, you know, going to say no. I thank you very much. Is it did I keep time? Thank you.
Thank you. That was short, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, allow me to recognize the presence of youth leader is in the house. We want to move very fast. because we are now moving into the NADCO bills, but I want to introduce or invite at Bomas from Azimio side, who will now again invite Dr. Otiende Amolo. One of the bills that has been processed is the IBC Amendment Bill 2023. And Otiende Amolo will just take us